Welcome to the mid-semester blues. Not a single vacation in sight.
Time out. What's going on here? Well, it's back to school time, isn't it? And you know what that means? Saved by the Bell. That's right, I found a Saved by the Bell comic, and what better time to do it than now? It's September, everybody's going back to school, and yeah, maybe Saved by the Bell wasn't necessarily the most realistic show, but I loved it. It was a cheesy sitcom with beautiful teenagers solving problems within 22 minutes. I mean, when I saw this comic, I said, yeah, it's time to look at the tropes of Saved by the Bell. To start with, let's list some of the common tropes you could expect to see in any given episode, and then we'll take a look and see if we'll find those same types of tropes in the comic book. Zach creates a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right here, guys, here we go! Good morning. Hey, watch it, they're here.
Zach, this is great! Yeah, but why are all the customers guys?
Does it really matter?
No, all that matters is that they're here.
Hey, that is a very good attitude, Jesse.
$5.
One of the gang wears a silly costume.
Who am I? Oh, I'm Sinead O'Connor.
Screech ruins something for the gang.
There they are!
Mr. Belding gets overly close to the gang considering he's a principal.
We have each other. We can cope. Let's bond.
We were sort of hoping to bond with Kelly and Jesse, sir. We kind of miss them.
Miss them? Phooey. Men don't need women.
Casual racism.
Come from a long line of fierce warriors and great hunters.
Me.
They roamed the wide open plains in search of their daily food.
Me hungry.
The gang deals with a serious issue like underage drinking or environmental concerns.
Oh, guys, I can't drive. I'm a little woozy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I should drive either.
Well, I didn't drink, I'll drive.
Please, you can't even walk without bumping into something.
That's right. I'll drive.
You sure you're okay, Preppy?
You kidding? I'm fine.
All right.
All right.
The gang uses the Max restaurant to host an event.
Our first finalists, the exciting Spandex twins, Kelly Kapowski and A.C. Slater.
A pop culture reference that feels kind of forced.
Wow, look at the slime. Oh, man, we'll never get tickets to the U2 concert.
Oh, ye of little faith. Right. Hey, we told you we had a plan.
Screech invents something that's kind of sci-fi.
I see you've met my robot, Kevin.
Screech is just like you.
It's because I programmed him.
That's what he thinks.
An over-the-top version of Jocks or Nerds.
Snow White, we take pity on you, but to stay with us, here's what you gotta do.
You gotta clean the house in every nook. Sew, knit, wash.
Look, you sexist pigs, and that's no lie. You treat me like this, and I'll stay at the Y. You better see the light, cause you're way outdated, and this Snow White is liberated.
We didn't mean it.
One of the gang makes fun of Screech.
Lisa, I'm sailing on my voyage to manhood. Care to come aboard?
I'd rather be eaten by a shark.
Mr. Belding saying, hey, what is going on here?
Hey, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here? Hey, a minute, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here? Hey, what is going on here?
Zach uses his phone in a prank.
What? You can hardly hear me? Well, that's because of all the chaos around here. This morning, the rupture needs water. I got something.
Screech hides or is shoved in a locker.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Beat it! Well, I can do that.
The gang daydreams about the future, sometimes together.
Come, my darling. Let's all go to the beach. The camels are ready.
The beach is polluted.
Oh, not this beach, my little desert flower. The big beach. They just bought in Saudi Arabia.
But you can't just leave school.
Belding, we're rich. When it comes to school, you have got a lot to learn.
Yeah, school would be so much better if we owned it.
Slater wears a shorter, tight shirt to show off his muscles. Jessie annoys everyone with one of her causes.
Come to my office.
We're not going anywhere.
Well, if you don't, you're suspended.
We're coming to your office. Guess we've lost. Franklin, give me the key.
He swallowed it. You babes are his.
So IDW published this new version of Saved by the Bell. It's set in the modern day. Let's see if the comic book version has the same tropes that the TV show did. If we hit 5 tropes or less, I will sit down with my friends and review Saved by the Bell Las Vegas Wedding, their TV movie that basically wrapped up the series. It's pretty bad. But if we get more than 5, 6 or more tropes, then my friends and I will instead play the Saved by the Bell board game. Never played it before? Probably not the best game in the world, but you know what? Either way, we're going to have some fun. Let's see what kind of tropes we can find. I decided to choose a Screech story. It's called Screech Super Powers. The story begins with Screech and Mr. Belding hanging a homecoming banner. That's dangerously close to Mr. Belding being way too involved with his students' lives because, I mean, what principal is required to hang the homecoming banner? There's usually like a pep rally team or something like that to handle this business. But still, it is sort of school business, so we'll let that slide. I guess the point of all this is that while Screech is hanging the banner, Mr. Belding gets mugged by a guy with a knife. That's way more violent than I remember Saved by the Bell being. I guess they really have updated it for today's day and age. Screech being Screech, he falls off of the ladder and lands on top of the mugger. He gets arrested and Mr. Belding says that Screech saved his life. This quickly translates to Screech being really popular in school as a hero. Slater tries to brag that he's really tough and Jessie puts him in an armbar claiming that she knows Krav Maga. I'm sorry, but that is absolutely our first trope. I mean, that is a really forced reference. I don't know why she feels the need to specifically use Krav Maga, but it is perfectly in keeping with how the show went. Getting all this attention, especially from Lisa, who Screech always has a crush on, Screech now decides to call him Super Powers, his last name being Powers. I guess that's a little bit of a pun. Anyway, he decides to dress up in a costume, so there's trope number 2. This happened all the time, especially with Screech. Usually they'd have him dress like an old maid or something, and it seemed to actually fool people. But here he's decided that he will be a literal superhero, and his sidekick? Kevin the Robot. That is a great pull. Kevin was an artificially intelligent robot and Screech's friend. And he could think for himself. He would make wisecracks, and he does it here in the book too. I think that's our third trope. Screech has invented something that's absolutely sci-fi. He would not need to finish high school if he could create something this amazing. An artificially intelligent robot? Are you kidding? But everybody treats it like they're just so blasé about it. They're like, yeah, whatever, a robot. Screech goes around town looking for crimes to stop in his new alter ego, but instead he really just ends up annoying people, including a jock that promptly shoves him around. I'm sorry, but that's absolutely trope number 4, because this show had the most stereotypical nerds and jocks. It was ridiculous. Even though most of the show came out in the 90s, it really felt like a throwback to the 80s most of the time. It really felt like a Revenge of the Nerds type of thing. Anyway, Screech is getting shoved around by this jock, and the gang starts to worry that Screech is going to actually get himself hurt trying to be a hero. As the leader of the gang, Zach comes up with a plan to disabuse Screech of his weird new alter ego. And it's really close to one of Zach's get-rich-quick type of schemes because it's really weird, and Zach comes up with weird schemes that the gang always buys into right away. But there's no money involved. They're just trying to scare Screech straight. Zach and Slater dress up as some sort of thugs, I suppose, and pretend to steal Kelly's purse. But Screech doesn't chase him because he's afraid of outdoor allergies. I actually kind of like this. It's ridiculous, but it does feel like Saved by the Bell. It really does. Nevertheless, the gang continues with its plan, and Kelly tells Screech that she heard that those guys that stole her handbag are waiting downtown. So Screech is presumably going to go there and get it back. I don't know why none of them call the police. I really don't, but it's a sitcom. We got to just go with it. While waiting, Zach and Slater are held up by actual robbers. I've never seen Bayside this dangerous. Bayside is usually presented as essentially Malibu, like a place for really rich parents to raise their teens in comfort. But this version of Bayside is kind of scary. Of course, at that point, Screech shows up to solve the problem. You know what I almost missed? Sure enough, they've drawn Slater in a sleeveless shirt to show off his muscles. That's trope 5. So right now we're still at reviewing the movie. If I see one more, we'll play the board game. Zach and Slater are surrounded by these bad guys, I don't know what you'd call them, and Screech comes up in his costume and grabs the handbag back from Zach. Zach is like, "Hey, Screech, it's me." And he's like, "Yeah, I know." That's kind of funny. He knew all along that it was Zach and Slater and somehow still thinks that they stole the purse. It doesn't make much sense, but it's funny. The bad guys threaten to beat up the guys, but just then Screech has his trusty robot Kevin come up and say that he's going to self-destruct. For some reason, this actually convinces the bad guys. The guys take that moment, that opportunity, to run for it. They get in a taxi, and they're a little sad at first that they had to ditch Kevin, but Screech reveals that Kevin is now the taxi driver. You just gotta go with it. You just gotta go with it. I don't know how that happened. The gang is hanging out in the Max the next day, and Screech comes up, and he's not wearing his costume. He confesses that the whole experience has made him want to confess that he didn't actually stop those guys on purpose. He actually fell on the first criminal, the mugger, and he's not a hero, and the gang appreciates it. They say, "You know what? You still saved Mr. Belding." Screech takes that opportunity to hit on Lisa, and she instantly calls him a super nerd. Remember, these are all supposed to be friends. But there we go. You know what? I'm sorry, but that is a 6th trope. One of the gang made fun of Screech. Happens all the time. He's the worst. He ruins things for them left and right by blabbing their secrets. But then they smack him in the back of the head. They call him names. They find him tremendously unlikable for having him as one of the gang. All right. So I actually found this book tremendously enjoyable since I already like Saved by the Bell. It's very, very tonally close to the TV show. It's like adventures that you just never got to see before. The art is fun. That's by Chynna Clugston Flores, and the writer is Joelle Sellner. So props to them. You can get this from IDW. They have several trades at this point. It's new-ish anyway. At least this issue that I got came out last year in 2015. Not sure if they're making more. If they are, I'm definitely going to get them. But we saw 6 tropes. That means I've got to gather some friends, and we're playing the Saved by the Bell game. You'd think that for this game, they would give us tokens like your Slater or...
Right.
No. This is what we get. This is us, and we have to put these stickers on it so that we're just each a color. We're each a heart. That's all we are. Ourselves. These are the prank tokens that we're all trying to get. We have to get 3 prank tokens and 3, like one each, of where, who, and what to form a date. I don't know why you need to both go on a date and prank. But I guess that's sort of accurate to Saved by the Bell.
Each episode. Right. They're always trying to get in each other's way, or at least.
That would be mine because that's my favorite color.
Yellow? Okay, you can be yellow. John, you got a favorite color?
I'm cool with whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're that easygoing.
Yep.
Go ahead and just we'll start on.
I must have had like some serious licensing issues with likenesses and stuff. Like.
Or maybe they were just trying to find the absolute cheapest way to do things. They were just like, we have these heart stickers for another game.
Yeah,
that we
like
made.
Mark Paul and Tiffany Thiessen, they signed this paper, so yeah, let's just stick them on.
I swear they must have signed their likeness rights because there was a lot of Saved by the Bell merchandise. So I don't think that they had any say in what.
No, I'm sure. I mean, just from listening to April Richardson's podcast when she was talking about stuff like that, and like how that's why Elizabeth Berkley and Tiffany Amber Thiessen weren't in.
Oh, that's right. Like towards the very end, there were like a few. Right.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Like contract disputes because they were getting paid like significantly less than everybody else.
It's so weird. They wanted to make like 6 more episodes. They did this twice in Saved by the Bell's run. One time, all the gang did it, and that was the summer episodes with Stacey Carosi. And the weird thing, and then then the second time was Tiffany Amber Thiessen and Elizabeth Berkley weren't getting paid as much, so they were like, we don't want to do 6 more episodes, so they brought in Tori. But then for both of those episodes, you'd think that there would be the summer episodes that would be a chunk, or the Tori episodes would be a chunk. No, they still would alternate. Anyway, it's weird. They would just alternate the episodes. Yeah. So you'd have, for both of them, you'd have Zach sometimes hitting on Stacy or Tori, and then the next episode he's still dating Kelly. Yeah. It didn't make any sense. They didn't care. They didn't care. All right, so these are the date cards. Where? $10 says one of them is the max. Yeah, okay, of course it's dead.
It goes to 100, I think, if you count Good Morning, Miss Bliss, which most people don't.
Yeah. It's
like a different
really
timeline.
funny that the characters stayed the same but they were explicitly in Indiana there. And if you're gonna believe that so Zach, Lisa, and Screech's parents all decided to move to California,
right.
And so did their principal.
Right. Well, and then him and Jesse were friends since they were 5 or whatever.
Oh yeah, how does that work? She was in a different class. Yeah, I think don't worry about it. If we're going strictly by the continuity, I think that Miss Bliss and Saved by the Bell are separate continuities. And then we'll go clockwise.
Oh, goodness. So, I don't know what to do.
Well, you're going clockwise 2 spaces. Right. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, I did forget to give us each one. We each have 3 prank cards to start with. Don't show these to anyone else. When you use one, you get to pull a new one out of the top of the deck. You can show your what, who, and where cards. That's not a secret. All right, so what did you land on? You landed on In My Desk. Okay, I don't have anything for that.
I do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's for the person to the left. So play a prank.
In My Desk is a membership to the Screech Fan Club.
You're sorry. You just pranked Chrissy and you get a token. You can put it wherever you want. So you can choose any of these 3.
Going with where first?
And it's not a secret like it. So where is it?
The beach.
The beach.
Of course.
Oh, he's gonna have a date at the beach. Oh yeah, okay. So you use this, right?
Yeah.
So we'll put it at the bottom.
Do I need to always have 3?
Yes. So take a new one, and I don't get to prank you because you didn't land on such a space. So I just go. Can you prank me, Chrissy? You gotta say it if you can.
It's snack time and your French fries are still frozen. Prank's on you!
Oh man, you gave me frozen French fries.
Ew!
I don't remember that in any of the episodes, but boy, would that have been great.
Who?
All right, who are you gonna date? You're gonna go on a date with?
What? Who? Is this a person?
It's somebody artistic. Somebody artistic that draws, paints, a great imagination. Oh, I thought that it was honestly gonna be like Screech, Slater. No, you're just going on a date
I'm
with
dating
someone
artistic.
Dating an adjective.
You're dating it.
Good time.
It's snack time, and the gum Belding offered you is the hottest chew gum you ever had. Pranks on you.
Is this game for like ages 2 and up or something?
Ages 8 and up.
Ooh,
Well,
we're advanced.
multiply that times 5. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Oh, all right. And I'm going to choose what? What I'm doing on the date? I'm going to have tacos, enchiladas, and lots of salsa. What a date.
Ooh, your poor date.
Yeah, that's not the best date.
What does that even say?
Trade a prank card. So either one of us, you can take a blind prank card. But you have to give us one of yours. If you want. Maybe you have 3 of the same one, and so you don't need that. If you have duplicates.
I'll trade with John since he can prank me. So.
Okay.
That's for you.
Okay. That's where the strategy comes in.
I guess.
Well, now I know what one of his cards is.
Yeah. In my desk, no thanks, no pranks. Use this card to stop any in my desk prank. Oh, that means I don't get to play this on you. Never mind.
Oh,
and now you guys know
weird.
some card that I have. Oops.
So this is to stop someone from pranking.
Yeah. It's an in my desk that can stop a prank. I didn't realize
warn
that.
us about that? And then
No, I don't know. All right, then I guess that's it.
Yeah. Now you just don't get a prank token.
No.
I guess there's a penalty.
4, 5, 6. All right, so now I'm going to choose who I'm taking out for tacos. A sharp dresser, more clothes than you could believe. Great. I'm sure she'll love the tacos.
Okay, I'll do it where?
And
Berry picking?
you're going to take an artist berry picking.
That could be fun.
I guess. This is a very complex, witty game. Where am I? I'm blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Roll again. Hey, another chance at greatness behind this door.
Hey, I can prank you.
Oh no.
Behind this door is this notice. Double math class today. Pranks on you.
Double math class. Yeah. Guess I'll fall for that. So you get a token, and you have to take a new prank card from the top. Back in the mid-90s.
Take a date card from another player. What?
Oh,
That's
so you can
rude.
take one of these and complete it. So you've got a who and a where.
So that would mean I would win, or what?
No, because
Okay.
you also need 3 tokens.
You still need a what? I don't think any of us have a what yet.
Oh. Thanks.
So you're going to the berry picking place to have tacos. Did this really say? I thought this said up to an hour.
Well, maybe if you're 8 years old and it's hard for you to count.
Read.
All right.
And read.
Have a where.
Yeah.
Go with who. A great dancer and great at giving lessons.
That's definitely Slater.
Kind of making sense. Yeah.
I think you're taking Slater out.
Hey, to the beach.
Really?
Wait. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. In my desk is a detention notice from Belding. Pranks on you.
Well, guess what? You just won. That was a really fast game.
That was really captivating.
Wow. That made about as much sense as the Max's business model of catering exclusively to high schoolers with their $2 a month.
Yeah, there's no strategy, is there?
No! I am interesting game. So I had another prank that says Screech makes you listen to 25 knock-knock jokes. And now I'm really curious if any other members are... I'm going to actually read through these real quick to see if any other cast members besides Screech and Belding. A detention from Belding. Screech fan club. Yeah, none of the other cast members are mentioned. You know what? This was they made the game, and the only thing they really had to change were like these graphics on the board here and here. But that's also why these tokens aren't any of the characters or anything. They made this exact same game for like the new class and Saved by the Bell.
So you can
I feel jilted.
well, then it's the same full cast picture
Yeah.
in the center on every corner of the
Right.
box.
That's so funny.
Just zoomed in at different angles.
Not the
Have we had
best
enough?
board game. I've had plenty. I'm very grateful that you guys put up with this. Let's have some drinks. Well, that board game, maybe not the best, but I'll tell you something, the comic book, that was pretty fun. And ultimately, Screech learned a lesson. So I guess you could say that that is one to grow on. Keep reading comics.